Hey, good morning, everyone. Um, I just wanted to pop in this morning because I will not be able to go live later on tonight. We have a late Veterans Department appointment, so I figured I'd jump on really quick now um, to show you something quick and easy that you can create to make sense out of your ribbon. I don't know if you had seen this, but this is the little ribbon box, and it was inspired by Jeanette Cobb, and it holds our in color ribbons to make it a little neat. Now, I haven't really been making too many because I ran out of the thick um, basic white cardstock, so I'm creating them at a minimum so I can get the heavier cardstock in. So I figured I would jump on. It's perfect for stacking them on your shelf or wherever you put them. I don't know about you, but my ribbon is all over the place. Um, right now, I just have it lined up in a bin, and they are just not neat and tidy. So this will be perfect to put them up on a shelf. Good morning. Up on a shelf to keep everything nice and neat. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with, again, I would suggest using the thick white cardstock. It'll make it much, much sturdier. This is just a little bit too flimsy. So our cardstock is going to be 5 by 9 1/4, and you're going to score it at 3/4, 4 1/4, 5, and 8 1/2. And I will put the measurements in my Gal Friday stamping group, um, because if you'll notice, let me see if I have one handy. Yes, I do. We also have the evening evergreen chevron weave ribbon, and you'll notice that the size is bigger. So I do have the measurements to create boxes for the bigger spools. So I'll put that all in the group. So now that we have it scored, let me just quick fold on the score lines. I ran out of tape, and that's where it's stuck. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick fold and burnish on the score lines for right now. Oh, there it goes. Guess I'm moving too quick for the camera. Hey Sue, how are you? Okay, so now that everything is folded and burnished, what we're going to do, and I know these dies have retired, but I'm sure everybody has layering circle dies, any brand. What you're going to do is take a small one. I used a bigger one on this box, and where I'm using the light cardstock, I decided to go a little smaller so there's not so much play. You're going to take your die, and in between the 5 and the 8 1/2, or the 3/4 and 4 1/4, you're going to die cut a circle into the center of this square, and then it'll look like this. So this is the opening, so you can see your ribbon inside. Okay. Then what I did is, where I am working on the evening evergreen, and you can make these boxes in the color of the ribbon, also, I just took a little piece of the evergreen, evening evergreen, and cut out a bigger circle, and this circle is 2 inches. So I cut out a 2-inch circle, and then once that was cut out, I took the circle that I used for the box and then cut it again just to make a little frame to go around that circle. Just a little bit of dressing up so it doesn't look so plain. So we're just going to just unclog. We're just going to add a little bit of glue around the edge of this circle. Probably should have my little silicone mat out. Whoops, that's what I thought was going to happen. Okay. So we're just going to line this up around the circle, trying to get all those little ridges. And this has no purpose other than making it decorative and just making it so that this part of the little box, let me get a wipe so I can get this glue off my hands, it'll make it a little bit more sturdy, adding that extra layer around the opening. Okay, so now that I have that on this one, I am going to fold and burnish again. Just quick and easy. Hope everybody's doing good today. Our VA appointment is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And it's about a 35-minute trip for us. So coming home is going to be treacherous, I'm sure. Okay, so now once we have our circle and our little framing around, good morning. I can only see that it says Facebook user, sorry, but good morning. So we're just going to, this is 3.5 inches between these two score lines. We're going to mark it at halfway, which is 1 3/4. Now you could use a 1/2-inch circle punch, which I do not have. So I'm actually just going to use a regular punch, and I'm going to punch a hole right in the center, and I'm actually going to do a double punch so I can feed the ribbon through easily without it getting folded up and wrinkled. And I guess I could have done them evenly, but I didn't, right? But a 1/2-inch circle punch would work out wonderful. Okay, so now we are going to cut down the score lines. And I'm actually cutting out the score line. It gives you a little bit more flexibility with the edges, and you don't have to worry about, let's get this one out, and I'll cut them both. You don't have to worry about these little tabs showing through because you've cut out about a 1/16 of an inch that you don't have to worry about. Okay, and then we're just going to do it on the last one. Trim it out. And then going to do the same thing to the other side. Oops. Let's get this one. I mean, you can also tab these if you wanted, instead of just completely cutting out the score line. That would be perfectly fine too. Okay. So now that we have our tabs created, we're going to go back over to where we cut those circles. Now we have to mark the bottom piece so we know where to punch the holes on the inside of the side. And I'm going to mark this one. I'm going to have to do them crooked on this side too. But then you're just going to, again, cut out the circles. Okay? So now that we have our little spots, we are going to grab some seal. I can open it. And you can use tear and tape, which would probably be even stronger. But we're going to put some seal on each of these tabs. And I did it again. All the way around. Okay, so now the spot where the hole is will be the top of the box. So what we're going to do is now just create the bottom of the box. You want to make sure that your ends are straight on your corners. Got a little bit of seal there. And then you're going to do the same to this one. You're going to pull it in, and we're making the bottom of this box. Just like this. Okay, so now we have the bottom of the box. We do the top. It's just like a little pizza box fold. But before I do that, I am just going to add a little bit of seal right at the edge of the top of the box. So when the box closes, it just has a little bit of seal there to hold it to the side of the box. Makes it just a little bit neater. Okay, so here we have our little pizza box. Now we can grab our ribbon. Yes, it is to hold. Oh, that's okay. No worries. I jumped on late. This is a box for our ribbons, to store our ribbons, to make them neat. Like I was saying in the beginning, I don't know if... horses. I bet they're enjoying the weather, huh, Karen? So these are for our ribbons, and like I said, I don't know if your ribbons are a mess, but mine certainly are. Okay, so when we put the ribbon in, we want the ribbon to flow from the bottom. And I always think about it as your toilet paper roll. I know with me, my toilet paper has to roll from the top and down. So if you turn it to the right, you want your ribbon to unroll so you can pull it from the bottom, okay? Now, if the opening for you to thread your ribbon through is on this side, because it doesn't matter, you would then make sure you turned it, and it would still come from the bottom of the spool, okay? So we're just going to lay the before we lay the spool in, we're just going to feed our ribbon through this opening. Okay, now we can put our ribbon in. And then we're going to take the ribbon again and we're going to thread it through the top of the box. Make sure it is in there so it's not all tangled. So when you're closing the box, you want to make sure that the ribbon is coming out without it turning, and now you have a little room that you can roll your ribbon back up. Now you remember we put the seal right here at the bottom just to hold that closed. Let's grab a glue dot. Let's see if I have anything. And we'll use the pair of scissors. So we're just going to grab a glue dot, add a glue dot to the bottom, and then you can just attach your ribbon right to the end. Now that you have your ribbon in this little box, you know that it is evening evergreen. So what I decided to do is, and if I can see, it is a little teeny tiny piece that I probably lost. Here it is. I ended up putting 3/8 inch open weave and the item number 155573, and it's $7. I'm just going to trim this off, and I didn't do it for the pink, but I will. And you can either put this on the front. I am going to put it right here. So this way, if your ribbon runs out, you don't have to pull your catalog out. You have your item number and the cost right here. See how that it's so flimsy. So use the thicker cardstock. So here are two of the ribbon boxes. And how much neater is that? I mean, I can't even show you my ribbon bin because it's so embarrassing. But there you go. That's how, it's a great way to store ribbon on a nice shelf. Hey, Bonnie. I know, me too. But when you have a small space, like Sue just said, this is perfect. I'm going to start with the new ribbons from this year. I'm not going to do any of the older ribbons. And like I said, we do have different sizes. So I will post all the measurements in the group. And you don't have to do them all at once. Just do them as you need. So I hope that helps. Whoops. I hope that helps. And I hope that one of these days your ribbons will be tidy in your craft room, because I know eventually mine will be. So have a great day. Sorry I won't see you on later tonight. But I will be jumping on to do the, I don't even know where it is, to recolor the peach pit. So it'll probably be over the weekend. So have a great day. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and I will talk to you soon.